Hello and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to look at what restrictions are in place for businesses and what support is also available in the new tier system. Hello, my name is Patrick. I'm a chartered accountant, certified UK trainer, and also that QuickBooks Chap on the internet. As head of accounts at Boffix, one of the questions we've been having the most, and one of the ones we've had to put the most support for our clients, is talking about what's going on regarding the tier system and how that affects their business. So let's figure out first of all what's happening with these tier systems. On the 12th of October, the government announced a free tier system of restrictions in England. They are underpinned by 3 new sets of regulations, made on the 14th of October for the Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3. Crucially though, these are all localised and regional, meaning that this is not a national tier system, this is based on individuals. So how will that affect businesses? Effectively, if workers can work effectively from home, they should be doing so, and employees should not be encouraged or asking workers to come into the office in these circumstances, especially Tier 2 and above. However, employees who cannot work from home, whether because of poor working environments at home, insufficient equipment, resources, mental well-being, etc., can still go into the office. This is provided that employers have done their risk assessment and made the workplace COVID secure. However, it seems that in-person meetings are now banned unless they are reasonably necessary or fall within the rule of 6 in Tier 1. Any client meetings are now trickier and planned meetings may need rethinking. I would personally impose some kind of process or rules to avoid clearly unnecessary meetings from taking place. Whatever approach you take, you should make certain that meeting spaces are COVID secure. In practical terms, it seems that employees should be taking a tougher line on in-person meetings than on employees going into work by themselves. If your meeting could effectively be held online, it's reasonably necessary, and employees should not be encouraged such meetings to be placed. It is unfortunate, even more complicated if an employee lives in one tier but works in another. The rules essentially follow the employee. So if the employee lives in Tier 2 and 3 area but travels to Tier 1 area for work, then they need to comply with the higher restrictions. With this being local restrictions, you may find your local authorities require you to close your business during the higher tiers. This is mainly aimed at the hospitality sector, which unfortunately will be one of the most highly affected during the lockdowns. As an example, Tier 3 means pubs and bars must close, but other venues like gyms and restaurants kept open in some areas and closed in others. As far as support, this will be down to local authority websites. So I've been advising clients to keep an eye glued to the local websites. In fairness to the websites and local authorities, they've been very quick to this point to get information out to businesses, so you should find the support you need on the individual authorities' websites. Unlike the start of the pandemic, when pubs and restaurants were closed nationally and support was facilitated through central government, this time the regional lockdown support is being handled by local authorities. However, the government has announced that there are 2 core schemes will be available to all areas: the expanded job support scheme, furlough, and local restriction support grant. As a reminder, the job support scheme. Employees will continue to pay the wages of staff for hours they work, but for the hours not worked, the government and the employer will each pay 1/3 of the equivalent salary. Mr. Sunak also expanded the scheme and provided a furlough plan for businesses that have been forced to close because of the new restrictions. For businesses that are unable to legally operate due to COVID-19 restrictions, the government will pay 66% of their wage, with the employers still contributing to pensions and national insurance. The furlough will be available for 6 months from November the 1st, and payments will be made in arrears after applicants open on December the 1st, meaning many employees will have to wait several weeks for their money. In addition to this, the government has also announced that local restriction support grant, which provides businesses with up to £3,000 per month, depending on the size of the company and value of their property. There is also discretionary funding for businesses that have not been forced to close, but have severely affected by the tightened measures. This is a one-time payment of £1,500 and is decided on a case-by-case by the local council. So as a recap of how this all works, how do businesses get access to the support they need? All targeted support for businesses that have been forced to close due to the Tier 3 restrictions can be accessed through the local authority's website. This includes the local furlough and monthly grants from the government. Wider support measures that are still in place, like the job retention scheme and VAT discounts, can be accessed through the government website. Finally, we should emphasise that the new free tier system only applies in England and that different rules are in place in the rest of the UK. For example, Wales have opted for a circuit breaker approach that will obviously have different effects on the local businesses. And that's it. That's a bit of a rundown, and it's a lot to take in. The most important thing to understand is how it affects your business. And here at Boffix, that's what we're here to look for. Keep your eyes peeled to this channel. Make sure you subscribe and give a like to the video. That way we can make sure we get the news you need for your business as and when it happens. If you have any more questions, don't forget that there's a hello@boffix.com to be able to ask questions relating to your business. And if you need any more support, obviously we're here to help as well. It's been a pleasure to do this video for you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.
I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it starts. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. All the way that I feel, yeah, I know that it's real, 'cause I can get him out of my head. I don't care what we do, everything's feeling new. Even if we stay in bed, my heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. You know I want him, nah, 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 nah. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah.
Hello and thank you for watching that video. What you may not know is this channel that you've watched this video from is part of a wider group. That wider group is called Apple Core Production, and the 3 channels that we have involved are as follows: Aaron Patrick, the QuickBooks Chap, Boffix Tax Tip. Finally, we have Apple Core Live and Geeky. All the links and everything are down below in the description, but it really means a lot to us if you can go and give a like to the other channels as well.